I will ping the Discord and put myself on streamer mode, and then I'll get right to it. Except that I don't even have I don't have anything open. I had an idea in my head that it was gonna be a high energy start, and I'm gonna get into it and then do everything. Yeah. Well, it's still possible. Alright, let's go. It's crazy to think that I was live a week ago. I don't know. What is time? Time isn't real. Did you know? It just doesn't exist. It's a big scam. That's how I feel right now. I pinged the Discord. I put myself on streamer mode. Do I have to remember anything else? Probably not. It's fine. It's fine. Also, it's crazy. I had the thought that I've been doing game dev actively for like 4 years now. Like, god damn. That's a long time. And a lot of that time has been this project in some form or another. It's crazy. There we go. Oh, I still have my notes here. Hold on. I gotta move those. Well, it's just my school notes, not my personal notes. Ah, there we go. What's this? Oh, this is the one. Okay, sure. Let's click the wrong scene. But. I've been trying to figure out how to do my velocity stuff, right? I guess we'll start here. I saw something right here. Oh, okay. Let's complain about that. Also, I really love that the light engine isn't as slow, and it was some trivial, like, quick changes. Well, let's go to M4. Yes. I need to clear out space for my mousepad in a second. As I have these little, like, debug things for the velocity. I don't remember if I had these last stream. Maybe. But okay, what branch am I on? Which branch? Which branch is this velocity rework for? Oh, I this tool set. There we go. I like that command. Anyway. So this whole rework started with this level, right? I'm gonna clear up the space for my mousepad right now. Move a few items. And this is how the room gets messy, because I don't actually find the proper place for anything. Let's move it out of the way for now. There we go. But the thing is, I want to have gameplay where you build speed, and you know, you retain that speed, and then you can make this jump with the speed that you've built through the course. And if you start from this position, then it's gonna be like harder to build all the speed, maybe still possible, right? And if you start from here, then it's gonna be like definitely not possible, right? Because you just can't build the speed. That's the idea. That's what I want to achieve. And if you start from here, it's like you build speed, build speed, build, go through this corner, build, and then here you jump. I don't have that currently, right? And trying to finagle my velocity calculations, like how it currently works, it sounds like a nightmare. It's just not good. Because I have like a lenient friction and aggressive friction, and the other applies to the component of the velocity that's parallel to where we're going, and the other to the perpendicular component. And it was that was not a bad system for getting the basic movement working. Like, the basic movement feels fine. You know, like walking around like this, jumping around, whatever. Like, this is very, very good. The problem is, it's not the thing that I want. You know? And trying to change this into the thing that I want, I think, is not the way. I just have to make the thing that I want, right? I was really happy with the triggers being visible when you no clip. This I'm not happy about. I still have to fix the lighting issues on chunk edges. Anyway. So I have this, and then I have another thing, which is that I want the physics to be deterministic, right? And for determinism, you can't use floating point numbers. I still like have a hard time like believing that, but it is something that I've heard multiple times for like multiple sources. I haven't confirmed it myself personally, and if I get to do that, then I'll finally be able to have like no doubt about it, right? If I do the thing myself, if I just confirm it. But anyway. So for determinism, no floating point numbers, that leaves us with just integers, right? And it turns out floats are used for a reason. They're very convenient. If you are planning to make a game, you know, and you want determinism, reconsider, right? Before the idea is stuck in your head and you can't get away from it, right? Anyway, but I have the idea stuck in my head. So we're doing determinism, and we're doing only integers, and you know, with integers you can do fixed point numbers. So that's what I'm doing. I don't have like a neat thing for it. I just managed the integer. And if you like multiply two fixed point numbers, then their scale also gets multiplied, so I have to bit shift down. If I go to fixed cost, then you'll be able to see that. Like right here, when this is with division. Like when I'm dividing this, I have to bit shift this down by 32. If I don't, the result would be literally between 0 and 1. Like in an integer, right? So the result of this function would be either 0 or 1, because those are the only two values that an integer can represent between 0 and 1 inclusive, right? So I can't actually return the cosine of the value as an integer. I have to return the value scaled up, right? That makes sense. So when I divide this, and I bit shift thing that I divide by 32, it means that the result will be essentially bit shifted up 32 bits, right? And that's perfect, because I chose the midway point in an integer be the like decimal point, right? So anything, all the bits above 32 represent the whole number, and all the bits below 32 represent the fractional part, right? If you understood some of that, great. Because that's just like an on the cuff explanation. I don't even know why I'm getting into that. But that's just some of the stuff that's going on, right? Now, with all that being said, so I have fixed cosine. Actually, I remember why I'm getting into this. I have fixed cosine, and I have fixed sine, right? The sine implementation, very easy. Thank you, fixed cosine. But I do not have fixed a cost. Don't trust this. Do not trust this. This is a lie. As you can see from the comment, I would have to unit test this. Also, the scale is fucked up. So it's like if I didn't bit shift this here, and the result will only be 0 or 1. The same kind of applies here, except that I haven't figured out all of the scaling. So here the scale is, the decimal point is at 32, but when I multiply these together, the decimal point is going to be at the 64th bit. And then there's a multiplication here, but this is just a normal number, so the scale doesn't change. There's a division here, which is gonna offset the scale from here. There's a square root here. I guess that offsets the scale down. Multiplication here, which offsets the scale up. I haven't thought through this, and honestly, I don't want to. This shit sucks. It just sucks. I don't like this. And so I'm like, okay, how can I avoid doing arc cos, right? Arc cosine. How can I avoid that? And also there's like some precision issues potentially with this. Like doing cosine and then arc cosine. It's just eh. So the thing that I've realized is that also the version that of this code that I was writing with the velocity component and the enum, where there's like you can represent the velocity with either components or a direction and a magnitude, that was not a huge mistake, but it was a mistake. I shouldn't do that. I should just stick to one and just use the one, right? And I've decided I'm gonna have a direction and a magnitude for the velocity. I'm gonna work with that. I think that is gonna serve me well. The only issue I really had is that, okay, in the game, if we contact a wall, then we're gonna slide. Okay, I was in no clip. If we contact a wall, we're gonna slide on the wall, right? Also interesting, if I stay still, the debug visual kind of freaks out because I still have a little bit of velocity here. Like it takes time for the floating point number to actually get to 0. And when it gets really close to 0, it's kind of inaccurate. The wonders of floating point numbers. But even if I have a little bit of velocity, I don't move because the positions are in fixed point numbers. Anyway, back to the original thing. So when I walk on a wall, then the velocity changes, and we can actually see it on the debug visualization. Let me just... There we go. So if I walk forward, you can see that my velocity goes on an angle where it's here, right? But when I contact the wall, it changes. It goes from here to here, right? Because the wall eats my velocity, right? Makes sense. Actually, which way? Okay, so here, if I go this way, then it kind of lines up with the velocity, but this turns the other way around. Anyway, I was thinking of having the debug like line up with where I'm actually going and have the visualization make more sense, but I think this is good enough. You can see the angle of the velocity changing when I contact the wall. So the problem was, how would I do that when I have a direction and a magnitude, right? The direction is easy. I just change the angle of my velocity to be lined up with the wall. Wow, right? And since everything's axis aligned, there's like 4 angles that I need to consider, right? 4 because this is an angle and this is an angle. Even though it's the same normal for the wall, these are different angles that I'm moving in. Anyway, so I need to slow down, but it's by how much? How do I calculate that? And I went into GeoGebra, my beloved, and I figured it out. Hello, Davy's unofficial son. Welcome into the stream. It's been a while since I've done like a proper pre-stream recap, and I feel like I could cut that into like a standalone video if I really wanted to. Or this thing that's still going on, right? Anyway, so I went into GeoGebra, and actually, let's just open the fucking file, right? Dude, there's some old shit here. Let's go. Anyway, we're gonna open Chromium because GeoGebra does not want to work with Firefox on my specific system. Do flashbang alert. Okay, open. Can I do this? Local file. And then it's gonna dox me. Oh, it's not. Oh yeah, I forgot. That's somewhere else. It's here. Damn. What was the app? What was the app that you were using? But on this velocity shenanigans, you can see we have our original velocity here, and then we have a wall normal, and then we have the new velocity that's sliding off that normal. And I'm not exactly sure like what kind of a wall this direction represents. All that matters is that it does the sliding, right? This might this actually is wrong. When the wall normal is the same, I don't know, when the wall normal is the same, it should be 0. Yes. But anyway, the specifics don't matter. All that matters is the math works out, right? If this is like offset 90 degrees, doesn't matter. I can just fix it in code, right, when I actually implement this thing. So we have this thing, and I did it with like the actual like math that I use in code. So we have the velocity, then this is me projecting a vector. It's just a projected, or velocity projected onto the wall direction. So is this the same? Yeah, this is velocity projected. Wow, woo-ha. And then we take that, we do this, and this is the equivalent of sliding the vector on the wall direction, doing this thing, at least according to the Godot documentation. And this seems accurate, right? This is the math that I kind of want. So that's all good. But I don't want to do it this way, right? Because I won't be using vectors when I do this. I'll have a direction and a magnitude. So I'm thinking, okay, how can I use the angles of the vectors to figure out how much the vector should be shortened by? And then I did some finagling here, where I calculate like, okay, what is the difference? Like, what is the multiplier between the new vel and the velocity here? You know, when I change the direction. So if the direction is perpendicular, it's 1. If it's the same direction, then it's going to be 0. And in between, it's some number. And I figured out that if I just do cosine of, you know, the angle of, I think bed is the slit, you know, the angle of the vector that has been slided, I guess. Wait, am I doing something wrong here, actually? Fuck. No, I'm taking, okay. Hold on. No, don't tell me. Don't tell me. So I should be taking the angle to the wall direction, not to new velocity. Because new velocity already has, like, the answer, like, baked in. Fuck. Okay, anyway. We're gonna have to figure this out live. Okay. If this is 1 minus this, it is not. Okay. Ay. Okay. The fitness tracker. Damn. Well, unlucky. Dude, I did not realize that I was using the angle of the new vel, which is the thing that I want to figure out. Like, when figuring out the answer. God damn it. There's gonna be something similar to this, though. Get out of my face. Oh, okay, so it's this. Instead of being cosine, it's sine. Excellent. And I think the answer is pretty accurate. If I do b minus c, then this should be always 0. Settings, how many? Okay, let's do like 10 decimal places. Sure. Surely this is gonna be 0 always. Oh, they're different here, but it's like by pi. Pi divided by 2, I mean. Oh no. What is this value? Who are you? What are you doing in my house? No! You're supposed to be perfect. Okay, so it's perfect on this side. And then... okay, so it's imperfect on this side. Oh, is it inverted? Supposed to do C minus B? Is it... no, I didn't mean to do that. Is it if I switch these? Okay. So we have perfect accuracy until we go over the line, and then these are supposed to be switched. So I need to take like bigger angle first or smaller angle first. I have no fucking clue, but that's trivial. This is a trivial fix, thankfully. All right. Yeah, but I love it when stuff turns out to be like this simple. It's so great. I need to drink water. I love it when a monologue turns into figuring out a problem. But what is a stream if not an extended monologue? I guess the chat can kind of break up the monologue sometimes. Yes. So this is the plan. The plan is represent the velocity with a direction and a magnitude. So an angle and a magnitude, and then do the stuff. And this also made me realize if I want to have diagonal walls, I can totally do that. It's like the math for sliding of a diagonal wall is so trivial with this code. Like I just have a different angle, and then I just do this. Wow. Unrelated, kind of. I'm also planning on making the player a cylinder instead of a box to maybe have like better feeling collisions with the environment, but that comes later, right? But yeah, it's really exciting times to be a voxel parkour game made by Nearbody fan. Anyway, let's see. Ooh. I just checked on a streamer buddy of mine has also went live. Trying to compete with me? God damn. They were 7 minutes later than me. Let's see. I like thinking, and I brew up any shenanigans to mess with her. Anyway, okay, let's actually just code this thing. Do I have any commits here that are not specific to this? Okay, what am I doing here? Okay, it's comments. ASD, not sad. Then we check out master. Sure. These notes. Don't care. Yeah, I love my branch. Velocity rework 4. No changes. Alright. I'm gonna push that. Also, out of curiosity, I'm gonna run the tests before I get to anything. Yippee! Everything works. After I'm done with this, this test is going to fail. This test should still be passing. This should pass. Everything else should pass. This should fail because it's a kind of testing specifically if the movement works how it used to work exactly. It's not gonna Like there's no collisions there. I just put the player into a space with high velocity. I run the physics and then I check, are they where they are supposed to be? So if I change the collisions, or not change the collisions, but if I change how velocity works, then I have to update the values that I'm expecting. But it does kind of... I think it's good to have unit tests. Basically, if there's anything they would manually check if it works, then you can automate that, most likely. At least if there's like some values that you can check and whatever. Anyway, then game to... No, actually, struct player. That's where we were gonna start. Okay. Okay. I'm thinking, instead of just having the velocity be 2 fields on the player, we're gonna make a new struct. And we're gonna do it somewhere else. It's gonna be near the vector 2. Alright. It's gonna be below the implementation, perhaps? Where do I have vector 3? I don't know. With the vector 2 stuff, I kind of don't like that there's this much boilerplate, but whatever. It's needed. So, whatever. Alright, struct. If you have a better idea for the name, let me know. But this is a vector 2, but with angle and magnitude instead of the components. Hello, Hankai. Yes, I believe I'm on the cusp of a victory. We're gonna have a good time. I will switch to representing the velocity with an angle and a magnitude instead of x and y component, or x and z components, I guess. I'm gonna still have the y component, but working with the angle is just gonna be easier. And I have a cosine function in my integer land, but I don't have an arc cosine, which means that from an angle I can construct the components of a vector, but I can't get the angle from the components of a vector. Like, that is more difficult, and it's also like would introduce error into the shits and whatever, and unnecessary calculations, blah 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 blah. Really, this is just me doing what's the easiest to code, right? Yeah, I think that's when stuff is happening in the real world, right? Then it's true. In code, you have certainty. Unless you're working with floating point numbers, in which case, if you run the code on a different processor, it might be different. Very fun. Anyway. Ooh, what do I use floats for now? Dude, I've thought about something in that direction. Not quite like that. Some quantum bullshit definitely like floats in my head sometimes. Where it's like I could code like a enemy, and whenever you don't see them, there's like the game just keeps track of where they could be, right? So actually, this is a very, very fun like sidetrack. And I just realized there's like more complexity to this as well. But let's say we have like a corridor thing here. I love drawing lines in GIMP, I don't know why. Let's say the player's here, and there's like a monster here. There's this chess piece, and they can this is not like a SCP-173 deal where they can't move if you're looking at them. Oh, I can't fucking do this. I hate GIMP. Alright, let's do this. I love GIMP. They can move normally if you're looking at them. But then if you are not looking at them, let's say there's... Oh, I have to switch the fucking layer I'm on. Let's just put something to cover here, right? So it can't be ours to turn the player. Now, instead of the enemy moving normally, the game would keep track of, okay, the enemy could be here, they could be here, they could be here, they could be here, they could be anywhere, except like if they could fit through this gap. They can't be here because you can see there. And if there's like some other map area here, then they could technically go here as well. Let's say they go like, well, they're not really going anywhere. It says they could be here, right? Let's remove the cover from here. I'm on the wrong layer. I have the wrong color. Let's remove this. All right. Now let's say, so right now the player can like see here, wrong color again. So the enemy can't exist in this space. But if we turned around or couldn't see, if we place an obstacle here, then the area that the enemy could be in grows to also include this area, right? Because if the enemy was right around the corner here, then they could advance forward the moment this cover appears, right? And conversely, let's say the player moves here, then the enemy can't possibly exist within this space. But if there was like another corridor here, then even though the player can see here, right, the enemy could still be here or here, right? Because if by the time you weren't able to see them, they could have, let's say there's like a ray here that you were able to see all of the time. If the enemy would have been able to go all around the map and go here by the time you go here, then it's like they could be anywhere, right? And you know, if you just assume random movement for the enemy, then this is true anyway. They could just be walking in places. But I'm thinking of just having a system where they literally just don't have a position concretely. They just could be anywhere, and then the game can decide, oh, they're here now. Fair enough. Oh, but this is, and it's like, it's interesting to think about, but then it's like very, very easy to visualize if you just think of the enemy's like spreading like a darkness aura thing when you can't see it. Like it's just a flood fill, right? And it moves at the speed that the monster can walk at, right? And I guess the way that you can collapse it down into one position is just to see all of the darkness at once, right? Because let's say the monster's here and the darkness has like spread. I'm just gonna call it darkness because it's easy to say that. So if the darkness or the area that they could be in has spread this far, and then you come here and you look at all of that area, then there's like you can see every single position that the monster could occupy, so they have to be here, so they kind of have to become present, right? Dude, this is actually like, I don't know, I'm getting like an SCP vibe from this. Interesting. And I guess there's a kind of a neat thing here, because there's no way to distinguish between them having this special ability or just always going to the place where you want to look at them, right? There's no difference between those two things. Anyway, that was a fun sidetrack. Dude, I'm gonna copy this into my notes so I can have a visual of what I was thinking about later. I mean to do that. Also, which language? Oh wait, oh, brain fuck. Okay. My bad. I didn't, for some reason, I didn't parse brain fuck as the language. Also, does anyone know where that track is from? Or can you link me? And it just goes on. It's been not stuck in my head. Oh, hamster dance. It's a hamster dance. Oh my god. You saved my life. You've saved my life. You have no idea if this is it. I'm just waiting for the note to play in my ears right now. YouTube is loading. Please don't be super fucking slow. I know I have ad block to be on. Okay, thank you. I heard the first 3 notes. It is hamster dance. Holy shit. Holy shit. Thank you, Dola Hankai. I appreciate it. I truly do. Anyway. He's so humble. Starred eyes. Okay. Are we pretentious, or do we just call this length? There we go. Angle and length. What do we call this? Because this is a vector 2, but it's just an angle and length. Whatever. That name is gonna stick there until I figure out something better, and then I'm gonna change it. Alright. I guess I should start out by writing the test. If you told me that I was saying those words like 2 years ago, I would be like, what the fuck are we talking about? Yeah, but this is kind of my stance on comments, where it's like, I don't need a comment now. This is vector 2, but with angle and magnitude. I think it's pretty self-explanatory. I guess I could have a comment for the reason why I have this. That's actually valid. I could say like, oh, I have this because I don't have arc cosine with fixed point numbers. Also, I'm thinking, do I just do integers immediately? This might be a bit easier with floating point numbers, but I'm gonna try to move to integers anyway. I might as well do it now. Fuck. Alright, that's fine. So what kind of a test would I write for this? The thing that I want is that if I have my closed GIMP, and I'm so sad, I need to have like a drawing application where you can just draw on the screen at demand, or on command. At demand? I don't know. So if I have, well, I don't even need a player visual for this. If I have a direction, and then I have the fucking wall at an angle, and we collide with it, then it needs to be shortened by the correct amount. But I can't really write a test for that yet, I don't think. I guess I could test the perpendicular cases. I can do that. Alright. I have a few known cases that should work. Also, I hope that the fact that the name is terrible will compel me to make that name better in the future. Why is this offset by 1? Wait, did I fuck up the formatting? Well, that as well, but the thing that I'm right now concerned about is, I closed GIMP again! I never learn! I never learn! I will never forget. I don't know, I will never remember to leave GIMP in the background. That's insane. Anyway, I can also show this in the game. But if we have a wall, we should slide on the wall, right? And the velocity should also become shorter, right? That's what I want. So not really bounces, but we do have this as well. Or do we do bounce? Well, let's say bouncing is very easy. Because I'm just gonna turn the angle by, well, not exactly. Yeah, I guess it is going to be different based on the angle you go at. Yeah, true. I have to consider this as well. But yeah, this for now, right? The very basic slow down if you're walking into a wall type thing. Right, and this didn't fail. That's very cool. I can do cargo format. And then my text editor can't scroll past the end of the file, so we're going to insert new lines there. There we go. Alright, so this, we have the angle and the length. So I'm going to invent some functions and then use them, and then the test is going to eventually pass. I'm going to have... Okay, so what are the angles going to be? How do I want to represent the angle? I guess it's going to be 0 to pi. I'm going to work with that. I don't know, 0 to 2 pi. I mean, 2 pi is the full circle. I would like to use turns. They're more based, but I already have a cosine function that works with pi, so might as well just go with what I have and then not change stuff for no reason. Alright, so we're gonna have, let's just say, oh, I need, oh, I have a float to fixed. There we go. I'm gonna have a length of 1, quote unquote, and then function that we're gonna call slide, I guess. And then we're gonna have the wall angle. And the wall angle, I guess, is also gonna be from 0 to 2 pi. Well, it could be just from 0 to pi, because if we have a wall here, then it doesn't really matter which side you contact. It's all the same. But I guess I'm gonna have different angles for them anyway. Because the assumption is that on the other side of the wall, it's solid, and you can't go there. So the player could use this information, like if we're contacting a wall from the wrong side, then we can just ignore it. That already kind of happens, but yeah. Anyway, as what we're going to do, we're going to slide on angle 0 first of all. So now I need to decide what is what. I guess if we have angle 0, let's actually do this correctly. If we have angle 0, and then our wall is at angle 0, does that mean that we're here or that we're here? I think it means that we're flat on the x-axis, just like with the velocity. So we're going to do assert equals v and v2. Those should just be the same. We're going to have something different. And we can redefine the variables, that's fine. I guess I don't need to redefine v here, but I'll still do it just to have everything be the same. So, well, I like copy paste code, like I can change this value here and it's fine. Anyway. Do that still stuck in my head. I'm going to slide against pi 64. And if this is on angle pi, then it's going to be here. So the wall is like facing this way. We don't care about it in this case either. But now, if we have pi divided by 2, then now we should lose all of our velocity. And with pi divided by 4, we should lose approximately half of it, I guess. But we'll do the very, very trivial cases first. And then I will not fuck up writing this. Yeah, v2 and 0. And this is not a function, it's just a field. Yes. Oh, true. I guess I also have the angle of this. Well, if it's length 0, then we don't really have an angle. Huh. So yeah, we don't care about this. If I had a 45-degree angle on here, then I could also test the angle. You know? But with this, it doesn't really make sense. I'm gonna have minus pi as well. I'm just gonna have it do the same for now. So if our wall is facing away, we should never be in contact with the wall that's facing away from us. I guess this could be some other check in the code where, like, if we're trying to slide the velocity on a wall that we're facing away from, then something has already gone wrong, right? Anyway, these are the trivial cases. These should be true. I don't know if the divided by 2 is going to be exactly 0, or if it's going to be just close to 0. I don't know. But we're going to code some amount until these tests pass. Then I know that at least these things have been done correctly. Right? And that's the beauty of unit tests. Now let's see what it's complaining about here. It should be complaining about there being no new function or no slide function. Yep, there's no new. Oh yeah, I guess it only knows to complain about new, because new could return anything. It doesn't know the type of this variable. So let's go. Make the new function first. Both are I64. We need to return. Sometimes I do this, sometimes I do. I'll just do self, so if I rename this, then this is like one less place to write the thing in. I think I can do this as well. Yes, I can. Alright. I don't know why this is almost screaming to me that I should be doing this, but I'll just do this. Alright, so now, if I try to do the test, it should only complain about the slide function. Also, I know that I'm returning a new thingy thing instead of modifying the original vector, and yes, that is very intentional. We need read access to self, but only read access. We don't need the whole self. And then this syntax is like slightly touching my soul in a bad way. I really want to do this, but I guess this is fine. This is confusable for me, having this, which just doesn't make any sense. Anyway, just self with a capital S means the type, and self with a lowercase s means the instance of the struct. And you know, fair enough, but me. Nobody's forcing me to do this. I'm experimenting with stuff. Anyway, time to drink water. So if I'm sliding, here's my flashbang. Sorry about that. We need this thing. We need the sine. Two angles being subtracted from each other. Wait, do I just want the absolute value of this? Thank you, GeoGebra. Oh my god. Everything's fine. I'm not gonna fucking... Oh, I'm gonna die. I was immortal up until this point, and experiencing what I just experienced ripped the immortality out of me. I'm now mortal like everyone else. That's so sad. I just want the absolute value. And that fixes everything. Very cool, very cool. Alright, so we want the absolute value, and we take the angle of self. Velocity is... It doesn't matter, the order doesn't matter, actually. We just take the difference of the angles, sine of that, and the absolute value of that. And that's what we want. Alright. Ooh, the multiplier. I just got a mental flashbang of Markiplier when I said that. Can't help it. Next sine. And then we do self dot angle minus angle. I guess I can just call abs here. Ah, fuck it. That's me thinking about styling things once again. Like, do I do I64 abs and then the thing, or just dot abs? But I'll do dot abs for now. Alright, so now we have the multiplier, and this is going to be a fixed point number. Ooh, but yeah, it gives us the multiplier. So I need to bit shift the length down by 32 and then multiply by this. I'm pretty sure. Unless the multiplier is just 1, in which case I don't need to do anything. Alright, let's do the simple kind of naive thing first. We're bit shifting this direction. Still, this syntax feels wrong. We're gonna have the incoming angle. I actually don't need to write anything else. We just have the angle, and then we have length down times multiplier. And that is our length. Let's test. It's gonna fail. For fucking sure. It shouldn't have failed that early. We need debug. There we go. Oh, the build failed? What is the problem? What is the problem, Chief? Oh yeah, partial EQ. Maybe no. Maybe now the test's gonna fail. Yay. No. Length is 0. Why is it so? Okay, so I guess this is fucked up. So I'm saying if the angles are the same, like here I'm doing if the angles are the same, then we should have 0. But what I said in code is the opposite. So if I go to the visuals, then the 0 angle appears to be this. If that makes sense, can I just change to the cosine and then have this all make sense instead of having to think about stuff? Please leave my family alone, GeoGebra. Thank you. It goes to 1 here, at least almost 1. Oh damn, I think it's close enough. I'm just gonna change the cosine. Oh, it should work, yeah. Yep. Oh. Hello. What is going on? Which line is this? 209? We're sliding on pi. Oh. I mean, that makes sense, right? The length is still the same. And then we're gonna have v2 dot angle, then pi 64. Yeah, because I just assigned the angle. Well, everything just works? What? Oh, I guess we don't have any fractional parts here. If I had fractional parts here, then it's gonna fail, I think. Because we are getting rid of those fractional parts when multiplying. Yeah, failed, there we go. And the length is different. And cry, boo-hoo, boo-hoo. You know, it is what it is. I could avoid this. We care. Let's say theoretically that we care. And then we're gonna have a multiplier. Of those. And then we're gonna have the multiplied length, and then we have the bit shift this down by 64, I believe. And then I'm gonna have the actual length. Oh, it doesn't want to do it. Oh, yeah. I have to cast this to an I-64. Dude, I'm casting numbers like a fucking wizard. There we go. And it fails. Okay, which one? Is it 204? This fails. Why do we fail? Length is 1 when it's supposed to. Okay, so I'm bit shifting too much. Yippee! And we don't lose any precision on our number. Yippee! This is why I like unit tests. The code never, like, I kind of touched the game, I suppose, but I know it's correct now. At least for these kind of trivial cases. Let's do some random bullshit here for the length, just to make sure. Yep, it just works. That's awesome. That is awesome. Make a format. I'm going against my naming convention. Usually I would call this like slid. Because if I have some other functions here. Oh, I'm actually not even doing this everywhere. Okay. I was thinking that this would be called like projected, for example, instead of project. But I guess I'm inconsistent with my naming scheme. Lolololol. That's basically all that I need, I think. Yeah. Should I handle the diagonal case? Alright, let's... GeoGebra, where are you? Alright, there we go. So if we have you at a 45-degree angle. Oh, I can't, like, ensure. Wait, what is wall direction made out of? It's B. B equals 1, 1. Oh, this is 45 degrees. And the multiplier is 0.79965818. Also, what the hell? This is different from this. No, it's not different. It was supposed to be the other way around? No, that gives me the same result. Interesting. Is this 1 minus? Nope. Did I really not check that the cosine thing is correct? Death and destruction. It looks like it's so close, but it's not. So if I do 1 minus, it is a different number. No! So the trivial cases work, but this is supposed to be incorrect now. Alright, fuck it. Let's just... Oh yeah, I wanted to find out... Where is it? Okay, there we go. Where is it 0.5? Where is it supposed to be 0.5? It's supposed to be 0.5 around here. This is some fucked up angle. 60 degrees maybe? You're seeing numerical discovery right now. 60 degrees, 0.5. Okay, so it is cosine. I guess if I do plus 45 here, then... Oh, it doesn't have the degree symbol on it. Is it 90? Yeah, okay. It's at 60 degrees, we're supposed to have half of the velocity. You would think it's 45 degrees, but apparently not. We're not getting it here. What am I saying is 60 degrees? It's this angle of this. This is 90 degrees. Okay, so I'm just looking at the angles right now. I actually can't do math in my head at all right now, holy shit. It can't be this times 2, that's a coincidence. Can this angle thing be any bigger? If someone is like any good at math, they're gonna be screaming at their screen. Well, no, there's gonna be looking sign like, oh, hope he figures it out. That's how I go whenever I see someone in this kind of a situation. Nope. Plus pi does nothing. That's awesome. And now it's close. So is this supposed to be sin again? Okay, maybe. Maybe that's the case. It's supposed to be sine after all. Yippee! We're once again doing things. And we're live. Okay, alright, so what do we learn? It's a 60 degree angle equals half the velocity. What is pi divided by 60 degrees? 3. I don't know what I was expecting. What I want is 60 degrees in radians. No, I have to fucking do the... That is how you convert the number, if I remember. Oh, mine. Oh my, oh my. Okay, so I need to not have the degree symbols in here. I'm being held hostage right now. It's around this. I could do... I think can I do this in my code? Maybe, maybe. So this is supposed to be a 60 degree turn. This should result in half. Do I want to make a test case out of this? I'll just see how it behaves in game. Fuck it. Fuck it. But wanted to figure out the math. I didn't want to give up. Alright, the tests still pass, even though, yes. Yes, yes, yes. We have this. There we go. Bum 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 bum. I'm not testing the angle here at all, but it doesn't matter. Yes. It's good. Now, I can actually use this in code. We're gonna have velocity. No more. We're gonna have... Well, that's kind of shitty though. But I guess it's required. I'm gonna have vertical velocity. Am I gonna convert this to an integer right now? Let me think real fast. What do we... Alright, yeah, fuck it. We're just gonna do it. We're gonna go back to floats if we need to. Alright. Now we're gonna have like 72 errors. Oh, 79! I was so close. Oh. There we go. And I guess it's gonna be zeros to both. I have 78 errors. Awesome. There's so many. This is why I didn't want to do this earlier. I have to rework everything that touches velocity. To be honest, I could be doing a thing or I have like a velocity struct that holds these things, so everything can interface through that. So I don't have to rewrite absolutely everything. Because it's very common for things to want like the X component of this shit. Assigning will have to be changed, but reading won't have to change. Yeah, I think I'll be doing that. Structs player. Oh, this is gonna go near vector 2. Yes. Mm-hmm. Alright. Y is gonna be a number. I could call this XZ if I really wanted to, but I'm just gonna go horizontal. I'm just gonna call it horizontal, and then we have this monster of a name. Right, and then we have gonna have velocity. Here we go. And it complains that we can't access Z because it's not a field, and that's fine. All right. Oh, we're trying to multiply these. All right. Guess we're gonna have just a new function with nothing. We could call this with like angle and magnitude. Okay, we're just gonna have a constant. This is supposed to be a comma. There we go. Alright. I'm having doubts on if this is the easiest thing to code, but we're already here, so let's go. Also, we're gonna need debug at least. Are we gonna need anything else? Maybe clone. Yeah, we're gonna need a clone. Because we're cloning the player, so this is also something that has to be clonable. Did it not complain about that? All right, let's actually see. Right. New. All right, go. Oh. It needs a semicolon. That's fine. We have 0. That's good. It's complete. Oh, it wants me to access everything as Y because that's a component that we have. Honestly, I kind of want to make everything the same, so I'm gonna do that. Just so it complains about everything. I guess I need to change this. Still 76. Oh, cannot call non-const. There we go. Const fn new. Let's go. I'm actually curious. Do I have any fn news that are not const? I do. A lot of them, actually. Anyway. Alright. Now. I need access to all of the components. And this is going to be read access. I'll just have single letter access functions. That's fine. Alright. So when we want the x component, what do we do for when we have an angle and a magnitude? We have to do either sine or cosine, and then multiply that by the plus the x. Well, y is going to be easy. We only need read access to self on all of these. Multiplied by, and then the thing here is, this is slightly different from before. I don't know if I need the cast here. It's the thing that I'm thinking about. 32, then this is gonna be hold on. There we go. Yeah, okay. But the reason that I cast it here is if we have a multiplier that's above 1, then we would kind of truncate the number. So let's say we have the number here, the some bits here, some here, right? I'll say this is the decimal point, right? Or this is the whole part, and this is the fractional part. And if I multiply by 1, the 1 is really just a big number as well. So we have another number here with the fractional and the whole part. And this is just all zeros, and there's 1 bit set to 1 here, and then it's all zeros here. But when we multiply these, you know, the number grows, right? So we're gonna have, imagine that this is twice as long instead of being not twice as long. We're gonna have this here, and then if we bit shift this down, then everything's fine. We get to the correct scale, and we have all of the precision. We really just shifted the number up and then down. But if I do the multiplication by shifting this down and then multiplying, then I'm gonna lose some bits to the ether, right? Does that matter here? I guess it does, honestly. I don't know for sure. Fuck it, I'll just do this. And also, I don't want to do this in this kind of a way. Now, hold on, actually. Oh yeah, because depending on this, oh, we have to do cosine or sine. Actually, I don't want to do this. I was thinking that this is going to be the same code, as I can just copy-paste stuff. Or instead of copy-pasting, I can just make the same function and call it with a different argument. But it is different, because here we need sine. Sine is the y value of the 2D vectors of z. But are even more errors? Lovely. Is there something wrong in the function that I just wrote? Oh, there is. Oh, JJ. I'm just reworking velocity code. It's gonna be fixed point instead of floating point. And we have a vector too, but with angle and magnitude instead of x and y components. Exciting times. Deep in the code trenches. Very, very deep. But you know, the light, I'll see it one day. How about this? Now, all of these things. Okay. I'm gonna replace all these with this. Replace all. Then we need Z. Replace all. And then we have Y. And we replace all. And then let's see how many errors we get rid of. 78 errors. We added we added errors. No. No, fair enough. Okay, let's. Oh, lovely. Oh, okay, okay, okay. All right. Let's refine the search and replace a bit. Oh, what made me do these changes? Let me remember. Oh yeah. So, if I stash everything, I'll be able to run the game. I've saved everything. There we go. So, currently, if I move around in the game, there's like some amount of speed buildup, but not really that much, right? It's very, very limited. And I would like the game to work in a way, or like let's say that I start from here, I'm gonna start building speed, I'm gonna be building all the time. Now, in reality, our speed just fell, and it fell again. But I would like that movement to just be a continuous build-up of speed, and then you can like make a bigger jump, right? And then if you started from here, then you have less space to build up speed, and maybe making this jump is harder. And if you start from here, then it's going to be like impossible, right? Because you don't have enough runway. But the way that I currently have the friction and everything set up, you lose out a lot of speed when going like this. I could probably finagle everything to work, but it sucks, right? It's just not a good system to really work with for this. Like, the basic movement feels good, but it's not built for what I want. And I also want to move to having deterministic physics and do everything with integers. And there, I can't really just get the angle of a vector. I can build a vector out of an angle and a magnitude, but I can't get the angle of a vector, at least easily. And if I represent the vector with a direction and a magnitude, then the angle is right there in the representation, right? So, like, turning the vector is trivial, and getting the angle between these vectors is trivial. All that good stuff. So that's the motivation. More water. Yeah. What have you been up to? So I want to replace everything except for trying to assign to X or Y. Honestly, I'm gonna do the same replacements and then fix the remaining stuff. Also, this horizontal speed. Case in point, here I have horizontal speed, and I do have to do a bunch of math. There's floating points, disgusting. But now I can go state, not player, and all. I guess it's a bit of a mouthful, but that is the horizontal speed by definition. Hello, Davey. Welcome back. Don't worry, I stashed the changes to show JJ the game, but we are likely to not see any gameplay today. Because I doubt that I'm getting through all of this today. Sometimes when doing shit like this, I feel like, am I ever gonna get through this? It feels like it's such a big task, but you know, I've done things before, even when they've felt like this gonna be a possible thing. So I trust that it's gonna be the same with this. At least there's some stuff that I can just search and replace. And I need to do the same for Z. There's only 2 matches. Well, whatever. Whatever. Then don't lie. At least this should lessen the amount of errors. So 83. 83 still. Oh. Oopsies. We need to return an I-64. Minecraft sword PvP ranking systems. Damn. Do they have like, you know, I think it's gonna be like ELO or MMR or something similar, most likely. Yeah. Alright. So now we have less errors, but there's still 69 errors. Nice. Oh. We don't need this here. We don't need this either. We don't need this either. We don't need to round. There we go. '68th. Nice. I got rid of an error. That's good. Oh. Interesting. Sounds, what server is that on, actually? Or which server? Okay, yeah. Here we need to slide on the walls. For now, I'll just comment these out. So I want everything to just compile first. And once we have shit compiling, then I can do the sliding. It's complicated? What do you mean? Is there not like a server that I can join and then there's this tester, or is it like a closed like? Oh, okay. So is the tester a human? I was thinking it's like a bot. Okay. AMCPvP.club. Okay, okay. Oh, there's only 3 people in tier 1. That's crazy. Let me bring this onto the screen. Damn. Dude, 3 people being in tier 1. This is like some fucking... I don't know. This is very, very interesting. Oh, this is what to say? Mm-hmm. Fair enough, fair enough. Now I'm curious what rank I would be like placed at. But is there 1.8 PvP here, or is it all like... Is it all like the newer like version stuff? Mm-hmm. Fair enough. Yeah, I'm not as experienced in that. I think, honestly, I think the PvP in the newer versions might be more interesting. It is different than what it used to be. Yeah, yeah, no, it sounds like a fun time, honestly. Yeah. All right. Now I'm regretting making this the same as everything else, honestly. All right, let's go back to impulse velocity. We're gonna have y instead of vertical, and we're not gonna have a y. I guess we can have it, but we won't do that. And now we're gonna replace all the instances of don't lie like this, which is don't lie. That's gonna also change the no, I did it the wrong way around. Alright, that's fine. It's actually not gonna replace the function name. That's good. Now we have the type errors, which is fine. Ooh, this is... I'm thinking the bomb entity might have to go for now. I was thinking like, yeah, I'm gonna keep the bomb entity. Why not? It's easy. But then, I guess if this is the only thing here, then it's fine. Those are these. Oh, but okay, okay, I can fix this very easily. But I have okay. I need to have like a multiplication thing for the horizontal vector thing. But I want to have this, and then I want to do minus a sign. Okay. Okay, okay. I was gonna disable this friction for now. Think about it later. Think about that later. 55 previous errors. Nice. The only 1.8 testing I know is the Bedwars tier testing. That's fair. That's fair. Alright. 4435. What are we doing here? Oh, we're resetting the velocity. We need to say velocity 0. Nice, 1 error down. What are we doing here? 3538. If I had highlighting, like the only thing that I'm missing from like using an IDE, like Visual Studio Code, is like having highlighting in here, you know, about the errors that I have. That's one thing that would be useful, I can say. At least I think it would be useful. Anyway, this line has an error. Why? Expected I-64 found F32. Okay, I'm assigning something. Oh, okay. Lol. And it's fixed. Very cool. So there's 2 errors in that one line. Alright, 3571. Oh, okay. You just want... Okay, this is the only other instance. We're down to 50 errors. Oh, this reminds me, there's one chatter who like shared their server. Their servers actually. Minecraft servers. And DMs. I have to check those out at some point. But I was just being mega fucking busy. It's unreal. Okay. This flip code is gonna have to change. You can't really just access the accesses like this, sadly. Oh. Okay. Yep. Alright. So if we have... I have closed GIMP. I'm just gonna go through the logic real fast. Vertical velocity, that should be just flipped. You know, if we're going down, I want to flip it, then we have the Y component, then we just make it go up. Right, very, very simple, very, very neat. And that's good. But if we have... Now this is going to be horizontal. Let's say we have a vector going here. Oh, hello cleared. Hope you're doing good. Hope you're doing good. If we have a vector here, and if we want to flip or mirror it on this axis, then what does it mean for the angle? So this angle is this, and the mirrored vector would be going like here, and this angle is this. So this is like minus 45 degrees, I think. But if we're on the other side, like if we're going from here to here, then it's plus 45. Is there a way for me to know? I guess I need to know which sector we're in, and then I can do shit based on that. Oh my god. Oh my god. If we have X and Z, then we always turn by 180 degrees. That's easy to handle. Alright. I can do that, and then... I guess I can just do this. Actually, I'll do it the other way around. Right, we have this. And we have this. Do we need to know the quadrant we're in? I think we do. There's no way around it. I'm gonna turn a different amount based on that. I guess I could figure out the quadrant and then have that be a... Thank you. A variable that I'm matching against as well. It's the same problem here. Like if I have a vector here and a vector here, flipping this vector means rotating 45 degrees this direction. I guess it's not even necessarily 45 degrees. I just happen to draw out that angle. Like this angle is obviously different. So what is the actual operation I'm doing here? I love how going from component-based representation for vectors to direction and magnitude makes certain things harder. Because in the end, I just want the absolute angle here. That's the thing that I want in the end. Oh, am I seeing something? Okay, so for the vertical flip, so flipping z, this is 2 pi minus the angle? I think it is. Yeah. Because here the angle is this, and then... Yep. Okay, so it's 2 pi minus the angle. I don't know what it is for this yet. Let's see if I can find a similar pattern here. Okay, so we have this here. This is the angle for this. How does it relate to this? Am I doing the same? I'm doing the same thing. I meant to do it the other way around. Sometimes things like that happen. There we go. I have this angle. How does it relate to this? Well, this seems to be just... Can you link that? I will take a gander at it. Let's see. This is just a... There is not a 45-degree rotation. I have to rid that off my mind. I have this angle here. I'll click that soon. Is it just I minus the angle? I guess? It might be. Oh, don't worry, I have desktop audio turned off, but yeah, I appreciate the warning. I think this pi minus the angle, and then we get this, because this is pi, and then this angle. Well, damn, Well, I guess I can just see it from here. Because this is pi. It's easier to do it on this side. This is pi. And then if we take away this sector, yeah, it's going to be the same here. Same angle here. If we take away this sector, then we're left with this vector. If we take away this sector, then we're left with this vector. I'm gonna fucking wrap myself to the Minecraft PvP. I'm not actually gonna do that. That's a funny thought. Alright, so this is... I actually need to write these things down. Pi minus alpha. And this was 2 pi minus alpha, I think. Yeah, here's a good question. How many of the top PvPers in the past have been busted for closet cheating? That's what I want to know. Like, what kind of a history does that leaderboard have with cheaters, right? And are they trying to hide that, or are they displaying that somewhere? That's also something that I'm curious about. I need more water. Is the water pouring sound audible, by the way? Can you hear it? Excellent. A little water ASMR break in the middle. Okay, well, this is pi minus alpha. This is 2 pi minus alpha. Yes, I believe so. Is it true if I'm on the other side? Yeah. Well, I mean, I think the only way you're gonna get... Well, yeah, okay, well, closet shading is the shitty thing. It's like, I was thinking like, oh, this is in-person, like, testing, like, on a system that they haven't been able to touch, and then just make them play. But then there's like, oh, they're not at their usual setup, though, so there's the uncomfortableness, and then also the closet cheating might just be like nudging their chances of winning instead of making them win, right? Because at the very high level, like if you're like zero, I mean, this is me talking about my ass, but if you're like 0.1% better, then it matters a lot more. Yeah. Damn. Yeah, but there's ways to get past that, right? There definitely is. But what I was thinking about with the skill thing is that, let's say this is... I'm just gonna draw this line. Let's say this is your skill level, and this is someone else's, right? And if you get a 0. Or let's say you get a 1% improvement, it's gonna matter less on the lower level, but at the higher level, 1% is gonna be more, not the scale. You know? I don't know if that even makes any sort of sense, but that's the thought that entered my head. Anyway. So, well, okay, this thing should be reversible. Try here, because if we have this bigger angle and we take pi away, then we obviously have the other one. What about down here? What about down here? Oh yeah, okay. Well, just to elaborate on the 1% thing. If it was something very obvious, like let's say reach, right? If a good player has like 0.1 blocks more reach than you, they can fucking make that matter, right? Like, instead of being very difficult for you to hit them, they can make it impossible with that 0.1 blocks, I think. I truly do think that. 0.1 blocks is a lot. Yeah. 0.1 is a lot. When it comes to Minecraft. But you know, you don't like yeah. But you don't need that much, right? At the top level. Like I think you would need a surprisingly little amount of reach to become kind of untouchable. That would actually be an interesting testing parameter though, right? Like when you're making these top players play against each other, just modify their reach a bit and see how it affects their like, you know, results. Like, oh, we have this top player, let's give them like 0.01 blocks more reach. Does it affect anything, you know? And then the other way around as well, or take away reach from the other person. That'd be interesting. Like you could test what actually matters for cheating like that. Yep. The thing that the most one of the most difficult hacks to detect, I think, like the thing is that ignoring screen share checks and like seeing if there's modified software on the computer, ignoring that for a second. There's like I don't remember, was it full displacement? Well, let's say we have a player here, and then we have another player here, right? And let's say that they're slightly out of reach. What the hack clients would do is they would nudge this player forwards a bit. Right, it's just not okay. So that's the incorrect visual. So this is the actual position, and the hack client would draw the player like here, right? So they would be in range. And like this distance isn't that much, right? And with all the like chaotic movement going on and whatever, you can easily just move the player a bit forward. And you're not editing your reach, but the other player is just closer, right? So you can hit them. I think you could do the same with your own position, and you could do like half of this distance on yourself and half of this distance on the other person. But I think it's maybe less detectable. Well, I mean, if you do a mix, it's maybe even less detectable. But yeah. Yeah, but the thing is you wouldn't actually move yourself. You would just render yourself in a different position, right? The only thing that you could detect is reach, right? This is the only thing you would be able to see. That they hit from further away than they're supposed to. But the actual like position editing is like you can't detect free cam, right? That is not a thing that you can do, assuming that the player physics still run, you know, fine. And like the same way that you can detect like you know, when people can go third person and they can turn the camera however they want while walking in a straight line. That's undetectable. Like you can't know that someone's doing that. There's literally no way. On like pure server side detection, right? True. Yeah, no, but if okay, this is when I say that, this is assuming that the hack client is without flaw, right? So let's say, you know, I don't know if you're familiar with how like browser user strings work. But you know, if you like connect to a server and your hack client tells the server, "Hey, I'm hack client ABC. Nice to meet you," then the server can be like, "Well, fuck you, you're a hack client," right? Well, so this is how user strings on browsers. Like when you go on a website, your browser will tell the server, hello, this is my operating system, this is my browser, and also some other information, right? And the website can collect that data, they can use that to track you as well, all sorts of fun stuff. But it's just customary for all browsers to just send the user string to tell the server who they are, kind of. Well, not really who they are, but what the software is that is making the request, right? But you can also very, very trivially, like, edit that user string. I could make my Firefox say that I'm using Chrome on Windows, just by literally, and it is literally a user string, like it is text, right? The web is crazy. But yeah, and some like AI scrapers and whatever, like they are like essentially fooling websites by telling them like, oh, I'm Chrome on Windows, trust me, right? Instead of going, hey, I'm a Linux server, I'm an AI scraper, give me this page. They don't obviously want to do that, because then the servers could very easily go, no, fuck you, please don't stress my server, here's a 404 or 405, right? So then the AI scrapers go, hey, I'm Windows, I'm Chromium, give me the page. And then the server has to like kind of detect with more precision, not more precision, but they have to use different methods for detecting that it's an AI scraper. Same for like hack clients, right? 403. Okay, sure. I don't remember my HTTP error codes off the top of my head. Don't execute me. Anyway, the same for hack clients, right? If you have a hack client that connects to the server, they don't really have user strings like that. Well, I guess they could tell the server that they're modded. Well, that would be like the worst mistake you could make, telling the server that you're a hack client, right? But then the next thing is that if you don't behave exactly like vanilla, right? Let's say that vanilla like sends, like when you connect, there's some packets that you send. Let's say there's packet A and then there's packet B. And for some reason, the hack client just does this in a different order, right? Like they've just implemented the logic slightly differently, and these packets are like out of order with something. It's something different, right? And if the server or like the anti-cheat dev or whatever, well, if the dev notices this discrepancy between vanilla and the hack client, that's how you can detect it, right? And that's just a massive fucking skill issue on the part of the hack client, right? Yeah. I mean, that depends on the mods, I guess. Like, let's say you have a proximity voice chat, right? The proximity voice chat mod is gonna ask the server in some way, oh, do we have proximity voice chat like server side component installed or whatever. But yeah. Oh, okay. Oh, it's a different fucking port. Interesting. But yeah. Do that. I'm just thinking, like, as an anti-cheat dev, that must feel like a fucking slam dunk, though, to find a discrepancy in how the hack client operates and then just instantly detect it when they connect. That's great. Yeah. But anyway, assuming that the hack client doesn't have any issues like that, then you can do this displacement thing, right? And yeah, like what do? If you analyze the video footage, then you would actually see nothing wrong, right? Because you could like do all of the fucking math, and it's like, yeah, the player is in range. It's like, what do you do about that? You know, I remember seeing the like back when I played Mindplex, I do remember like there were some like K-Course closet cheaters, I think, or Champions closet cheaters that were using it. This is like me trying to remember something that I remember so faintly that I might as well be making stuff up. But I do have a memory of like this in connection with Mindplex. Yeah. Yeah, but the only thing is the reach, right? If it's able to detect reach, then it can detect this. Because this is just reach with a different coat of paint, right? That's all it is. Uh, I would assume that Grim works by like simulating the game, basically, on both clients. Or like, you know, something like that. Yeah. Yep, indeed. And yeah, it's very hard to get around that. Like if you do reach, then if the yeah. Yeah, because the like because if the player sends you like a particular position that they're in, then you should be able to arrive at that same exact calculation. I remember someone saying that someone was talking about Grim and how some other guy made like a different version that has like it was like 2 or 1 checks of and it did basically everything that Grim does, right? Oh, okay. Nice. Yeah. Nice. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Let's see. 3, 5, 6, 7. Ooh, the meme number. Is it on a different line now? Okay, it is. Okay. Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. I don't. I, mm-hmm. Yeah, I remember like I was in a stream at some point and I was looking at this thing. Let's see. Yeah. Uh, I would want a comparison with Prism, I guess. So I currently use Prism and it works. Yahoo! But I guess if it's just a better UI and whatever, then yeah. Uh, Wait, is it closed sourced? No way. No way. Unlucky. Well, I mean, they've streamed the like development of it. But yeah, I don't know. What am I doing here? There we go. I think there definitely is value in having your code be visible and allowing people to compile it themselves. I say that, but you know, this project is also going to be closed source, right? I'm most likely not going to release the source code to my game. Sorry, guys. But I feel like it's different for tools. Yeah, I mean, well, here's the thing. I wouldn't really care if it's an MIT license. All I care is that the source is available, right? Like, can people inspect the code and look at it? Oh, okay. I redact all of my shit talk. It is irrelevant now. Yeah, but what I was about to say is that yeah, no, but I mean the point with having the code is that you can read it and you can compile it yourself, and then you can like compare like, okay, is the compiled thing the same as the download that they provide, right? Or have they inserted something naughty in there? Licenses, MIT is nice, but yeah, for the security thing, the main thing is just having the source be available. That's very cool. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, as I was saying, for the game, closed source, right? At least that's what I'm thinking. But I think for tools is a different kind of vibe. Like if I end up releasing this folder tagger tool, for example, then I very much think that this is going to be an open source thing. Like I have no reason to make the source closed. But for the game, I don't know, I see the possibility of like people ripping it off and whatever and shit like that. I'm like, nah, I don't really want that. Because it's been a lot of work. And damn, well, if you gotta go sleep, then you should sleep. So simple. Oh, sorry for the flashbang. Alright, let's see if we have... I've not heard of... No. Okay, so if we... Let's start with the trivial case. If we flip both, then we rotate by 180. I'm thinking that technically the angle that I can have on this can go above pi and 2 pi and whatever. I'm not really constraining it to any range, but that's fine, I think. Alright. Both are true, then... It's so state player velocity horizontal angle. Yeah. Yeah. That's should complain about the missing cases as well. But have so many other errors that I'm not seeing it, which is annoying. Are these ordered perhaps? I have like 3, 5, 6, 6. They seem to be. So that should have been at the bottom then. It's not complaining about it, but it should be. Let's just insert some nonsense there. What's at the top? Why are you... Oh, why are these just not ordered correctly? Bruh. No. Is it even complaining about it? Or is it like waiting for everything else to be resolved and then it's gonna complain about this? God fucking damn it. Oh wait, hold on. No, it doesn't have it. Unlucky. Mm-hmm. Okay, okay. Yeah, I don't know. I've thought about how to say. I'm still holding off on doing AI tagging. At least for the memes, I'm doing manual tags. And I might do a meme. If I tag enough, I might train my own model. Maybe. Or then I'll just surrender and just use a fucking pre-made model and, you know, yada yada yada. 60. I guess I can just handle false pretty simple as well. It's gonna be literally nothing. We do nothing. And false true, so it's gonna be flip on Z. It's gonna be this. Oh, I fucking undid the notes on this. That's awesome. This is 2 pi minus the angle. This is gonna be pi minus the angle. Was it not? Did I think about this case? Let's see. Okay, so this is this. Fuck it, let's just do it and see if it's correct. Eventually. Wait, no, this is not correct. This is supposed to be x is 2 pi. What am I writing? Oh, no, this is correct. This is for both axes being flipped. Yes. Okay. Yeah. All right. Oh, but this is the wrong way around. It's supposed to be pi minus that. Book. This is a bit more wordy, but whatever. "13 instances of this? Okay, interesting. Oh, fair enough. Fair enough. Yeah, false, we do nothing. True, we do that. Yep. Seems fine. 49 previous errors. Ooh. Still quite a bit. Well. Oh. Okay. Do you have to have that? I'll get one less error, I believe. If I don't have clone there, then we have 49, and then if I have clone here, then we still have 49. Why is that? Oh, okay, I have to derive clone for this thing as well. And debug. Oh, wait, hold on. It's supposed to be here. There we go. Now it should be 48. Yep. I guess these are mostly sorted by line, but there's like a very slight... There's like some grouping, basically. So let me check the one we want. I almost forgot about it. This thing. Don't worry, I just never clicked on this. Oof. Why is there black bars? Okay. Yes, this is the peak gaming experience. Dude, what is a strat with jumping? Huh? Like what? Hmm. I guess they want crits? Yeah. The one thing that I'm thinking about is that if you're higher up, then technically you have less reach, like slightly. But I guess it doesn't matter with the latency and whatever. Yeah. Now, if you had a perfect player, then every time you jumped, they would just abuse that, you know? And you would just not land a hit on them. They would land a hit on you. Smile. So true. uh, okay. Yeah. Ooh. I'm curious. I gotta get this a const FN. I don't know if it's gonna do anything. Oh, I can't. I can't, this is not a const function, apparently. So let me go here and... There you go. This is a note. It would be funny if I have everything be integers, but then I calculate constants like this, and then these are gonna be different on different machines. Ay, That'd be funny. Wait, hold on. I'm, like, making a connection in my head. Hold on. Are you the guy who made the Minecraft servers, or are you are you a different person? I'm like slightly like thinking. I'm like processing. Because if you are, I have not connected your Discord username and Twitch username. Oh, okay. God damn. Okay, I just have not connected your Discord and Twitch like screen names together. Okay. Dude, that's funny though. I was talking about the servers that you made. I'm like, damn, I need to check them out at some point. Like this one guy made them, but I'm like so busy all the time. I don't know if you heard that. It's gonna be pretty funny if you did hear that. Aye, aye. Hey, where was I? I doesn't have a Twitch linked. Okay, okay. Fair enough. Yeah, I I can say I did say that. Let's see. Now, we don't actually need to do any of this, I just realized. Um we just need to uh give the player more velocity, essentially. Okay, we do that. And then oh, okay. So we're just plus 1.25. So that's that. We don't have this. We don't have this. The only thing now is to do there we go. That's a comment for the future. I don't need this launch direction thing, really. It's gonna be decided by the velocity or yeah, okay. So I guess I can have a thing here where it's like, okay, if our horizontal length is below some thing, we're here. Right, we have this. What are we doing here? Drowsy GN, howdy Voxel, do you have an X? Do you have an X? What do you mean? What does this mean? Spill your secrets. This is too cryptic. Um, Let me say, yes, the voxel word has an X in it. I'm saying yes based on that. Let's see. All right, what are we doing here? If movement float. Why am I doing this? Okay, this is where a comment would shine because I'm like, I know what we're doing, but why are we doing this? Oh, okay. So if we're moving in either X or Z a certain amount, we take the float movement, normalizing it, that's the direction. Okay. Oh, wait, was this the other way around? Okay, this is seeing if it's above. Okay. Why isn't this the same then? Hold on. What have I been cooking here? Oh. Oh. Okay. Okay. I get it now. Yeah, okay. Okay. So velocity and movement are different, right? If we have enough speed, then we're going to use the speed. If we are low speed, but we are trying to move in a direction, this is like our wish direction. If we have input, we're trying to move somewhere, then we're going to use that movement. But if we don't have velocity and we don't have horizontal input, then we're going to go where the player is looking. Right? That's the logic here. Yeesh. I'm not gonna have to do everything. Alright, I'll take a quick bathroom break, and then I'll fix this code around. Or then I'll actually, we can just put this whole fucking shit into a to-do, and then go to other stuff. That'd be funny. But yeah, BRB. Wahoo! Right. Let's get back into it. Thank you. To be honest, for now, I can just not mess with the launch angle. Yeah. It is on the list of things to do. Don't worry, but it is it's sadly not the only thing on the list of things to do. Yeah, sleep well, have a good night. Right. Oh yeah, we want this to be float fixed. "45 errors. We're getting down. The errors are actually going away, which is amazing. It's like, it seems like such an enormous task, and it's like, am I ever gonna be done? But then, slowly but surely, it goes away. But this is all like kind of band-aid fixes, I guess, because some a funny thing, I could do that on either side. I need to replace float to fixed. I need to not have these here at all. I don't know if I can make that like a compile time thing. Can I somehow ensure that all of these get changed during compile time? You know? I guess that's why... like, this is not a const function. And I wonder if it's because it might be different on different processors. Maybe. Truly, I just need to get the bits of the float and manipulate those. So true. So simple. So wholesome. "41 errors. Nice. Slowly but surely. I can't wait to run the game and then have everything be broken for some reason. Multiplying is a pain, though. That's one thing. It's a pain. I'll just comment it out for now. Or do I? Okay, I have this in other places as well. Yeah. Well, I mean, this is for the slime as well. It's the same. Well, what did you choose? JavaScript? You see, you can still make the change. You can. You can just choose C now, right? I've thought about C sometimes, not gonna lie, but I don't know. I think then sometimes I look at things that happen in the C land and then I'm like, damn, I am glad I don't have to deal with that. Oh, you mean like JavaScript for your project? And not like JavaScript as a language that you've chosen to learn? Question mark? Or do you mean that you've made... Also, have you been making the libraries yourself? Oof. I guess that's one like downside of making everything yourself. If you look to the kingdom that you've built, and it's built on dirt instead of stone. Yeah, I feel you. I hope I don't get to that point. Smile. Well, I mean, the thing for me is I've restarted development a few times, so I kind of start from scratch each time. And Synchron, yes, I am. We are indeed doing fixed point math. Because floating point numbers are not necessarily the same across different processors, and I want to have like input replace, perfect determinism, so we're avoiding floats. And it's also a neat added technical challenge. Well, the thing is, if I had a neat table of like where floats behave in which way, then I could decide, oh, well, all of these things that I want to support, they handle floats exactly the same. Oh, I can just do that. But I just don't know. I just have the knowledge of, oh, floats can sometimes be different on different processors, and that's all. And like, that sounds like a nightmare issue to have later, right? Because it's like, okay, so your input replace is fucking break sometimes on some machines. And it's like, bruh. Yes. Yes. And it's where do I have the fucking comment? I inserted a comment somewhere. And I know this is a problem. But it's like I have 39 errors. So for now we'll have this like dirty stuff here, but it will get removed and just be integers all the way down, right? Oh yeah, okay, here's the comment. It's just not highlighted because it's inside our block comment. But yeah, indeed. But thanks for pointing it out. It definitely is an issue. Alright. 3469. Nice. And then we do more of this. Yippee. If I was good at regex, then what I would do is just replace the floats in this area. Yeah. That's fair enough. Well, what I'm thinking, I could have a function that's like, and then there'll be like the whole part, and then like let's say 0 would be that there's no decimals, and then this would be or I guess 2 would be like 1 divided by 2, right? I could do that kind of a meme for it, maybe. Nothing. I'm not using a library for the fixed math. I'm just doing it myself. If there was a good library for it, I would probably maybe use one. But it's, you just have to shift the numbers around. It's fine. Yes. Yes. Here we go. This is this is fixed ACOS is garbage, but this exists. We have a cosine function. We have a cosine function. We actually have a cosine function. I'm really happy about this. And you know, fixed sine function, it's just cosine with a fucking different angle. Who cares? And the reason that I'm changing all of my horizontal velocity stuff for the player to be a direction and a magnitude instead of being just X and Z is that I don't want to have R cosine and cosine. I'm like, bro, do I really want to like fuck the numbers that badly? I don't think so. So I'm just gonna have a direction and a magnitude for the velocity, and then whenever we need the components, then we can just use sine and cosine, you know? But I'm not gonna do the conversions like both ways all of the time. That's cringe. That's cringe. But yeah, there was some funny shit where like I make the cosine function and then actually let me make a new image. I didn't mean to do that. Okay, this is Control N for new. Instead of the cosine function looking like this, actually no, I didn't draw enough. Instead of the cosine function looking like this, it looked like hold on, I need the zero plane here. It looked like this, basically. It was kind of funny, but it was also frustrating when I was just making it. I was just like, bruh. Like, it looks so good, and then you go here, and it just fucking bounces. It's like, bro. uh, it made for a funny image, though. I was like, I think there's something wrong with the cosine function, guys. Yes. You're talking about K's cleared. I don't think there's other people who've really done that. This guy. Goated fucking YouTube channel. Actually, I'm gonna put this on my list of things to remember. Because, you know, there's like... There's the smallest brain level of trusting YouTube subscriptions and the algorithm, which I've been doing, right? And then there's the slightly bigger brain of having RSS, right? And that's fine. That's like the normal brain version of having RSS and having your feeds that way. But I've stumbled upon the mega brain solution, which is to have a text file with things that you want to eventually check out and remember. So I literally just have a list of things. Of like YouTube, mostly YouTube channels. There's like one person's just website. One itch.io game, I guess. I was like, yeah. I guess RSS has the benefit of like giving you updates, but I don't know. With my system, it's like I guess when I check something out, I should put it on the like bottom of the list, so it keeps like cycling the things. Yes. Well, I mean, it's you can get YouTube channels to RSS without relying on a third party. If you can do that. They don't have a button visible for it, but it is possible to get the RSS directly from YouTube. Also, Synchron, what kind of a fixed point math library have you worked on? I'm curious. Oh, we have all of this as well. No. I have a feeling that the errors that I fixed have been the low-hanging fruit. And I'm about to enter L. No! Okay, well, this is easy. Right, at least. No, I didn't fix anything? Oh, yeah, it's... Lol, lol. True. Mm-hmm. Here's the thing that I'm curious about. Did you have like a bunch of floating point math that you had to convert to the fixed point version? I guess that's kind of what I'm dealing with now. Because I really, yeah. Because I really didn't want to deal with the fixed point stuff immediately. And I think if I tried to force that upon myself, I would have taken a break from working on the project. That's what happened when I was trying to do web builds. I really wanted to have web builds because web builds is how you get people to try your game out. I really tried to push myself to get the web working no matter what, and then I didn't work on the game for multiple months because it was not fun at all to work on the web builds. It was terrible. So yeah. And then I realized that I'm actually not progressing at all. So I just abandoned web builds. Yeah. Was the terrain actually different for different people? Like, did you encounter the issue, or did you become aware of it potentially being an issue, and then you fixed it just because it can happen? Or did it happen? Let's see. Cannot multiply velocity by blah 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 blah. Sure. 3377. What is this function? Oh, this is the main movement function. Okay. Okay. Ooh. It's like it wasn't chills down my spine, but I felt something in my chest when I read that sentence. iOS versus Android versus Win32. That made me feel something. I hope you know that. Holy shit. Threatening aura. Yeah. Yeah. And that's kind of exactly what I'm trying to avoid, right? Like if I port the game to something more esoteric, I want it to work, right? I really do. And if I have all of the fucking movement coded with floating point, then it's like, bruh, bruh. Yeah. So I did like a simple Pong clone, and it worked fine on Chrome, but on Firefox it just didn't. Right? And I guess I could have moved forward with only supporting Chrome. I really wanted Firefox to work, right? It's like, you know, I refuse Chrome to be the only browser that I support. Or at least I refused. I might have to do that in the future. I don't know. But yeah. Sad. And to be honest, I'm glad. I'm glad I abandoned the web builds. Because now I have a better idea of how to do it, right? Because right now, the game is very like tied to Winit, for example, and Winit can do web. But it's like, how to say, I'm relying on the library to do magic for me, support both desktop and web. right? And I don't think I want that magic. So what I'm thinking is that I could convert this code so the game is more of a library type of deal, you know, and then I will have some glue code for like, okay, so this is the desktop version, and the desktop version is gonna like await the draw signals and whatever, and then call the game logic like this, and then we're gonna have the web version where we just write the JavaScript, the vanilla JavaScript ourselves, and you know, we can sleep in the JavaScript and do the timings and pipe input ourselves to our own game instead of relying on the library to create the JavaScript, right? So that's what I'm thinking, is that the game is a library and we call the library in a certain way to make it work on desktop and then on the web, and everything works fine and dandy, right? Yeah. Yeah. Are you aware of Ladybird? If you aren't, then this might make your day. Oh my god, this might make your day. It's it's a re-implementation from scratch. A re-implementation of the browser spec from scratch, like the web spec, right? And like that alone, like saying that alone to me is like mind-blowing. Oh, like this started like in the start they didn't even fucking use ffmpeg. They use ffmpeg now, but it's like it's a very very from the scratch mentality, right? And yeah, so, and you know, seeing Firefox rot and them having like and Firefox fucking embracing AI engines and you know the fucking big tech, it's like, bro, Firefox failed. It really did. um you know, it's actually, okay, what do you expect that Ladybird is able to do, right? Like, what would you expect? Like, from just seeing this and knowing that they want to like implement the web spec from the scratch. I guess you don't really even have like metrics to compare it to. Um, but yeah. Mm-hmm. So if I remember correct, no, yeah, okay. If I remember correctly, it's they had been able to use Ladybird to buy something from a like e-commerce platform, right? Like order a physical item and pay for it and everything in Ladybird. Um, so that's the thing. And it's hold on. It is pretty far along. Hold on. Do we okay, there's the latest update. I've been watching this update. Let's go. Third, I see. The my project is just too fucking boring, you know, and we have to do something. Maybe. You know, 2080. Yeah. I can tell you, for example, that I think the text encoding tests are like all like figured out. For example, like that one thing you mentioned. And Hold on, where do we have the comparison go? Bunch of talking. Yeah. But this is like, wait, where did I have the graph? There we go. This is like historically how many web tests all the different engines are passing, right? And I think this jump is like a bunch of tests being added that all the browsers, you know, just passed by default, I guess, or they were already passing, but the tests were added anyway. And yeah, that is definitely just steadily going up. But it is also a case of like the low-hanging fruits being picked already. And also, it's crazy to see Servo here. Yeah, and you know, the web platform tests isn't the end-all be-all. But I doubt that you're able to pass all the tests and then not be a usable browser. I don't know if you could do that. But I fully believe in Ladybird. I do. I'm honestly just waiting for it to become more stable, and I will switch to it when it becomes stable. Definitely will. It's like Firefox would be nice otherwise, but they just support big tech, and Firefox is supposed to be against that. So it's like, what's the point? It's less big tech than Chromium, but you know. I definitely recommend looking more into Ladybird. I think at least what happened to me is the more I looked into it, the more I was like, holy shit, this is based. Okay, but what are you doing here? This is the stair step up boost. What the fuck am I doing? What is this number? Magic constant? Okay, let's go. That's fine. Divided by 4. Okay. I'm seeing the point of people who say that comments are nice. And that, you know, magic numbers are also bad. Yeah. Yeah, so this is the max cooldown. That does make sense. So this is between 0 and 1. If we have 0 cooldown left, then this is a multiplier of 1, and if we just initiated the cooldown and the cooldown is the max value, then we're gonna multiply by 0. Makes sense. And then this is just a number. Okay. This all makes sense. We're gonna write to do here. The evil laugh. We will just to do this. If I try to press space when going upstairs, the game will just fucking crash. Ay, ay, ay. Awesome. Okay, what else? Oh, look, the error count went down. Yay! 5256. Okay. You can be just that. Oh. Okay, technically, I can just change this to be this. Like, this is fixed point 1. What am I writing? All right, let's go back there. I kind of want to have the type here as well. Should this specify that it's a fixed point one? I don't think that's necessary. Oh. There we go. Alright. Oh, I still haven't fixed that one. Okay. 3382. Oh yeah, this is the sneaking check. That sucks. That's fine. What are we doing here? Oh, okay. Doesn't it complain about this as well? Oh, it doesn't. This is a vector 3, and this is not a vector 3. Okay. Okay. We're never touching the Y component. That's fine. We just need to slide based on the thing. Alright, let's not do this for now. It's fine. Alright. "23 errors. Marshalling? Okay. You made me click it. I'm too curious. Let's see. Oh, so this is like base 64 is the one thing that comes into my mind. Yeah, I don't know what I was saying. Is it base 64 not like marshalling stuff? What do you mean? Well, isn't marshalling okay, so one thing that I'm thinking, marshalling is really just serialization. I mean, I think there's like a Venn diagram kind of thing happening here where you know, these things can overlap, I think. Okay. Fair enough. Yeah. That sounds reasonable to me. You're serializing an object in a certain way, and then other programs also agree on the same format. Yes. Can we fix the remaining 23 errors and have the game run? That's the question. Holy shit. Maybe. I'm gonna draw from my infinite well of power and just power through and just do it. Well, this is clearly not the solution because it wants this as a float. which is not what we're doing. Infinite. Why the winky face after the infinite well of power? I'm curious. Okay. Where do we define movement? True. Something, something. No, I don't even want to say that. Why is movement the float here? Oh, because we're using floats. Maybe that's why. Maybe that's why. Alright, let's see the error count go up from 23 to something ridiculous. 36. You shouldn't have. Fuck. Alright, what were we using this? And this is this. Oh, are we gonna get more errors? Oh, interesting. No, I agree with the TF2 line. I agree. I agree with their assessment. I think that's a fair assessment. No, I just agree with where they threw the line. That's what I'm saying. Don't get it twisted. Let's see. Move vector. Okay, are we actually turning this vector? Are we gonna even have this vector soon? Because we're getting the angle here, which is kind of stinky. I guess also we could do just one, like literally one instead of fixed point one. Okay, I'm seeing the play. I remember. He remember. This is gonna be an annoying part here. I have to actually use my brain here instead of just converting the types. Okay. I'm not gonna expose these, I think. Mm-hmm. Oh, I can change these easily. So how it has worked in the past, we have velocity based on components. So we have some velocity, and then we have some wish direction. And then we do math on the vectors. And now we're moving away from that, where the velocity is an angle and a magnitude. And I need to somehow mesh this with that. Well, okay, so I don't need these really. Return to move vector. This is still fine. These are gonna have to be fixed point numbers. Let's see, are we gonna have any of this code in a bit? These are cringe. This is cringe. They're not gonna really have anything here. There should be more errors. Yeah, there's one more. Horn. So we have movement that we want the component. Like as a component-based vector. I don't know if that's really what we want. What do we do with this? And this is fine. Okay, so for no clip, this is fine. For no clip, this is fine. We're gonna have no clip working. That's gonna be all fine and dandy, right? And technically, I don't even need the determinism for no clip movement. Ooh, I'm curious now. If I comment out the rest of this movement function, can I compile? I took like one thing too much, I think. Supposed to be there like that. With 12 errors. Okay. I think I'll leave the actual movement code commented out for now. So I can just work out what the fuck is remaining. Right, the real movement, we don't care. We just want no clip to work. And that is a big fucking comment. Ay, ay. Oh. We take this out. That's gonna be just movement. I'm gonna see what happens with that. Okay, 3044. We don't really have a wish direction. Do we use it anywhere? We use it in 7 places. This is gonna be made irrelevant. Let's just say that we don't need that. Because the wish direction is really just gonna be an angle, and then I'm gonna be comparing angles. So this should be fine. But what do I mean? Oh, we can't rotate this. You know what? We're just not gonna rotate it, right? It'll have axis aligned movement for now. I really just want the game to compile. I don't know if you can tell. Okay, this is on the bomb. Oh. The bomb. The fucking bomb, of course. I haven't figured out how the walls are gonna work yet. And these are gonna be commanded out as well. Mm-hmm. Okay. At least this is still like you know, getting rid of errors. You know, slowly but surely. Where's the move body call? Maybe if I read the line. 2421. 2421. And we just do this. Oh, but actually it's not quite that. Yeah, because it's expecting a vector 3. Mm-hmm. Okay. I'm gonna give it this. What do you mean? Where's the circular dependency that you're seeing? Oh, okay. Don't worry about it. There's some kind of fucked up graph somewhere in my brain about how this works. And the things flow one way. Oh, okay, I see. Okay. Oh, this is in console.rs. Holy shit. Oh. Okay, for you. Damn. I'm sorry about that. I thought you were talking shit about my code. But you're talking shit about your own code? That's more acceptable, I don't have to tell you. So, I guess I have a point in the code where I want to build the velocity thing from components, and I'm gonna need arc cosine for this. But this is just a command for debug. I can have floats here. That's fine. The usage of commands is not supported in replays anyway. But this is gonna be to do. Yeah, I like busting out like a random accent every now and then. I think it's funny. Okay. Have the bomb. And we have this here. Let's just give the players velocity for now. Let's just do that. So compile this. Good compile. What? Oh, okay, I'm sure. I thought it was like a struct literal thing, but it's a function. Alright, let's see. This compiles and shouldn't crash on anything, except if I try to do set velocity. Oh yeah, and the movement is axis aligned. Like, we don't turn like this. No, but I am able to place blocks, right? These use floats, mind you. That's something to fix in the future. If I try to disable no clip, then we can't move at all. Awesome. And if I try to do... It doesn't do anything. But this is all known, right? These are known issues. That's all fine. Cope. Cope, cope, cope. Oh, he falls. Oh yeah, I guess because I don't have velocity. Well, hold on. Yeah, if I try to do set velocity, it doesn't work. Ay 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 ay. I'll at least make the no clip movement turn properly. Okay. You can't rotate this, but that's fine. Do we use the turn to move vector here? We don't. Oh, we use it here though. Movement.x plus this. How do we use movement down here? Yeah, so this is going to be comparing angles instead of doing a dot product. All of this code is going to change. We're not going to do any of this, basically. And this is fine. And here we need the components, and here we're gonna... Well, hold on. Yeah, so we have float to fix for player velocity. I guess here we would say state.player.velocity dot like as components or whatever I called the function. And yeah, and this is new, right? Like, yeah, yep. We have movement float after this. Where do we use that? Only here? When we're launching the bomb. Oh, no. This is when we're stepping on a launch pad. And we're using this here. But we don't need it at all here. I just get the angle. Okay. That's good. It's like very little floating point stuff linked from the start. Okay. Okay. Good. It actually seems doable. So I really only need this for no clip, like this dot rotated thing. I think. Thinking. What I could do here is make a new velocity thing and then turn it based on these inputs, like modify the angle. And yeah, then we just get us components. Holy shit. That's actually, that is the solution. That is the solution. Angle. Okay, so if we could assume that forward is just whatever, you know? So we're actually not going to do anything to the angle here. Let's say that. We're going to set the length to 1 if we have any inputs, and the rest of these are going to modify the angle. Oh, but this is actually not exactly correct. Because if we have forward and back press, then we should not be moving anywhere. Hold on, do we still use the move vector, perhaps? I guess I could do a match statement. Because there's only 8 possible angles for this. Okay. Let me think. Is there a better way? I guess I could match if forward is pressed and if back is pressed. Then do the same for left and right. If only forward is pressed, then we do... Oh, yeah. Okay. No, what we actually want is that if forward and back is pressed, then we want there to be no length on the movement vector. That's what we want. How do I detect that? Also, I just realized the speed can be negative. Right? Yeah, it can be negative speed. Is not really desirable, question mark? I could have this be like a fucking U64 instead of an I64. So I could have more like I guess, like, resolution for that. But where do we use the length? Well, I guess it's fine. It just flips the vector. It literally just flips the vector. What do you mean? Risk v 1 to 8-bit is registered. What do you mean by that? Okay. Okay. Fair enough. So you're saying Risk V has 128 bit numbers, basically. Okay. Mm-hmm. Am I really about to do a match statement for this? Yes, I am. Alright. And then I want this same thing for left and right, but let's do this first. So, if both are pressed or neither are, we do nothing. We don't care. If forward is pressed, then if that, and if only back is pressed, and this is gonna be funny. I'm gonna have to figure out if doing pi I64 actually returns like 1 precisely, or like cosine and sine and whatever. Anyway, and the length is gonna be the same. Oh, that's fine. I can take these away. Oh fuck, I'm gonna leave them for now just in case. Okay. We want the right here. I'm gonna have this same line here. Very cool. Actually very close to having no clip working. Excited. Might be fucked up, but fine. We can fix the angle trivially. Oh, I was thinking that this could be complicated, but no, I just don't touch the length if both are pressed. That's fine. Yeah, it's 0 by default. Nice. And here, well, I don't necessarily want to just set the angle anymore. I want to add to the angle. There we go. And it compiles, but we are not using the correct thing yet. So we don't need this, we don't need these. That should work. And it doesn't. But that's fine, because I don't turn based on where we're looking at. I actually just didn't do that. Also, what happens if we press SNW? Okay. Okay, pressing multiple buttons at once doesn't really work. Like doing A overrides W. It doesn't override back. Like if I press back, then it turns the direction that I'm going to. Makes sense for one thing. Okay. Dude, why does it do that? Anyway, let's do the looking direction thing first. Okay. No. What's a float? That's gonna change at some point. Yeah, but we can turn now. Awesome. And it works like really smoothly, you know? But so pressing back reverses the direction that you're going, which is interesting. Oh yeah, this is incorrect. Look. Because I want the average of the two angles, so am I really gonna just... I just need to have a match statement for all of these. Fuck it. Damn. But I'm gonna end it here. I feel like slightly sick. I don't know why. Holy shit. I don't know if I've like slept too little or like eaten badly or something. Well, I at least need to like go off stream. Holy shit. Let's do cargo formats and then make a temporary commit. And it's like, what is the last commit name? Okay. We have such a nice commit here though. What the hell? Do we have this on main? We don't. Okay, let's get this on main. Yep, that's fair enough. Walking is not a bad choice. Maybe the tests here. Alright, nice. And we go here. Oh, for fun. Let's run the tests. Oh, it doesn't even fucking compile. Or does it? It doesn't. Why do we not compile? Oh, we probably try to access the components of the thingy thing. Yeah, it's just incorrect. But that's fine. Gonna fix everything later. Holy shit. Good progress. More to come. Let's see. Let's check something. Let me get the things visible. Here we go. Here's everything. Here's everything that I have for you. This lovely morning. That is everything. And these links are the extra cherry on top. Something that you can have. But I'll just sign off. I hope you have a good one. And I'll see you later. Bye bye.